Hi, I'm Joseph Guerra, founder of Guerra Office, and I'm here with Design Milk for DMTV Milkshake. I'm going to be answering some questions, and I'll be pulling them out of my favorite Alvar Aalto vase. Let's get into it. Has a household object ever failed you in a way that led you to redesign it? We do this all the time. But right now, we are actually redesigning a vacuum cleaner because I hated my vacuum so much that I just gotten off the internet. It was terrible, and it felt like the biggest sore spot in my day-to-day chore life. And we went out and decided to make something better. From how it's stored, to how it filters the air, to how the handle works, we're going out to really improve this everyday object that I think has been kind of forgotten by, sort of the mainstream appliance industry. So stay tuned for that. It should be pretty cool. Pull the next one. What's an everyday observation that led you to a crucial decision about one of your pieces? We have this product called the Life Measured Pitcher, which is entirely about this. It's actually just about an everyday observation that we had while watering plants. I noticed that when you're watering your plants, you fill up your big pitcher or carafe or watering can, and you don't really use measurements. You fill up the whole thing, or you fill it halfway, and that's sort of the allotment for that plant's water. So we made a clear glass pitcher that had markings on it that you can make yourself. So you have these colored bands that you can move up and down and sort of select your own measurements. It's really about your relationship to the pitcher and where you want to mark that the water can go. This applies broadly, right? It's not just for watering plants. It can also be used for making cocktails, making tea. These are the kind of things that you kind of eyeball, and we made an object that reflects that. So you should check that out on our website. What's an everyday object in most need of a redesign? That's a good question. I think that the household printer, or printer you'd find in your office, is definitely sorely in need of a redesign. From them always being out of paper, always being out of ink, or just breaking when neither of those things is the problem. How you interface with the actual technology of sending something out to print, it all feels quite arcane, and I feel like there's got to be a better object that reflects sort of this new futurism around how we interact with hardware and technology and the things that we're printing. If anyone has a great printer, let me know, but I think that there's room for something better. Next one, let's see. What technical ability has proven to be useful in your work? So I think one of our superpowers is our ability to work in paper and cardboard. When we're designing, we quickly bring those designs to life while using X-Acto knife cut cardboard and sheet materials. You really learn a lot as these sheets come together, for where the seams go to how the surface is applied and how you begin to create volume. It allows us to work really quickly with this widely available material, but it begins to also reflect on the real materials that you are going to be making the end product in. And that process is really enlightening as you move quickly throughout the industrial design process. I would say that that's probably our most useful and technical ability that we employ in the studio. Which of your pieces delights you the most and why? So one of my favorite objects that I've ever designed is the aluminum mirror for Emma Scola Gallery. The brief for the project was to make a sculptural object that reflects on the relationship between users and their technology and how it can be both toxic and fruitful. So what we did is we measured a iPhone, with calipers to, almost like a micron degree of accuracy, and recreated that proportion in a solid aluminum base. So you have this, form of an iPhone that uncannily kind of mimics that, but then, rather sophisticatedly drafts into this base that allows it to be this sculptural object. And then we polish the surface of the iPhone rectangle and created a mirrored surface. So you have this, sculptural object that's actually reflecting you and begins to kind of speak between the interaction of the technology of looking at these, black mirrors in our pockets and, bringing it back to a real world object that, is emblemizing, a bit of vanity and that whole, relationship. And I think it's, at the end of the day, just a really beautiful object, and I'm really happy with that process. Last one. What's the best designed object in your office? So we have many different chairs in our studio and office. And my favorite of them all is the Martin Van Severen .03 chair for Vitra. It's done in a sort of solid foam that is on a cantilever chair base, but as soon as you sit on it, it actually provides some relief. It flexes with you, and the foam, while it looks hard and feels hard to the touch, is actually quite soft to sit on. And it really surprises and delights, which I think is what good design should do. So well done. Thanks for having me, and hopefully see you guys soon.